Hi there, welcome to the Perfume Experience, and my name is Rodney. Welcome to another video, and this one is a special one because this is the Timeless series from the house of Scentedelic. Now, for the ones who don't know about the Timeless series, it is a collection of fragrances which are basically either vintage formulations or fragrances that have been discontinued, or three, these are very difficult to get your hands on, especially in terms of OG. So Scentedelic has done a good job of reviving most of them, and let's go through their descriptions and understand their scent profile and understand their performance as well. So on that note, let's get started. So the first fragrance on this list is Yves Saint Laurent's M7 2002. Now this fragrance can be described as a citrusy, ambery, musky fragrance. Let's put on a spray. It's one of those fragrances that you will really like. It's a very masculine fragrance. It's got bergamot, rosemary, vetiver, and then it's also got amber and musky element, making it a very classic old school gentleman's fragrance. And guess who created this particular fragrance? This was created by Tom Ford, although the perfumers are Jacques Cavalier and Alberto Morelas. So it's a fantastic fragrance. It's very nice. It's got good performance. It's a very musky kind of a fragrance that you would get. Typical old school fragrance, very good for a cold day. Performs really well as well. Projects also very well. And I think you should definitely try this if you like old school gentleman fragrances, musky, citrusy, vetiver, ambre kind of a fragrance. Good one to have. Definite to try. A very lively fragrance. This is Timeless 1.0. This is Yves Saint Laurent M7. Next on the list is Timeless 2.0. This is basically Guerlain Vetiver 1959. And this is a beautiful fragrance, especially for vetiver lovers. In fact, I think this is a go-to fragrance for all vetiver lovers. This has got notes of bergamot, vetiver, and tobacco, making it a very beautiful fragrance. So if you smell this, you kind of get a very aromatic tobacco, lemony, citrusy, and vetiver. And I would say the vetiver note is very crisp and very beautiful fragrance. And I had featured this in the vetiver 8 vetiver fragrances recently as well. So this is definitely one beautiful fragrance to try, especially for a colder time like this, or at least during the monsoon period. It's a very good fragrance to try. And imagine going back to 1959 when this was made. And just for your information, Guerlain was actually set up in the 1800s, and they had a flagship store in 1840. So you can really imagine how old and how ancient the history of this particular house is. So Guerlain Vetiver 1959 is Timeless 2.0, a beautiful vetiver fragrance, and I think you should definitely try this. This is fantastic in terms of performance, long performance. You would get easy longevity of at least 6+ hours. Although all of the fragrances in this list are actually good performers, but this one really is very good in terms of its projection and scent profile as well. So this is Timeless 2.0 Guerlain Vetiver 1959. Next on the list is Timeless 3.0, probably one of my personal favorites from this house. This is the alt to the Durham Intense Perfume edition from 2014. While this has got notes of iris and mandarin and rose and oud, what really makes this a very unique fragrance is the combination of leather into it. And if you look at the DHI line, I think people really look forward for the DHI Intense or the Perfume. And the Perfume, especially because of the leather note, is a beautiful fragrance. Now, in terms of closeness and the scent profile, this is very beautiful, very captivating fragrance. And that leather note in the evening, beautiful. Date night fragrance for sure. And you can definitely try this. It's got good performance again, and you put in about a couple of sprays. When I say couple of sprays, look at least 4 to 5 sprays, easy. And you really get about at least 5 to 6 hours performance, and then it's still got on your skin for a very long time even after that. So it's a very good fragrance, especially for like the Durham line. And this is from the 2014 Durham Perfume edition, which is the most popular batch of all of those line that came out. The perfumer behind this is Francis Demarche. Nothing needs to be said about him. He is fantastic when it comes to the DHI line in its creations. So really good value for money. This is Timeless 3.0, the alt of DHI Perfume edition from 2014. Next on the list is Timeless 4.0, which is the original Dior Eau Sauvage 1966 EDT. Now this has got notes of lemon, mandarin, it's got caraway, it's got amber, it's got vetiver, all of this. But I'll tell you what this really is, okay? This, in spite of being an EDT formulation, I think this can put modern EDT formulations to shame in terms of its performance, right? Crazy beautiful smell. The scent profile, oh my god, you will fall in love with the scent profile. Such a uplifting, earthy, fresh, beautiful green aromatic fougere kind of a fragrance. And the scent is something that is so unique, and I think this is truly timeless. I mean, hats off to SK for doing these kind of fragrances. Oh my god, this is beautiful. And the performance on this one, easy 6 hours on apparel, close to 10 hours easy. Okay, lovely fragrance, and this is definitely worth trying. And the perfumer on this is Edmund Rodniska. I think I got that right. And the notes and the combination, oh my god, it is beautiful. This was a gem that I really did not expect in this line. So when I got this sample set, and when I was trying each one of the fragrances each day, this one stood out, like really stood out. I mean, I know Timeless 2.0 like well, I know 3.0 pretty well, but this took me by surprise. This was completely a big surprise. This is an underrated fragrance, I think, from this house. The scent profile is so good, it's so beautiful smelling, and then it lasts really long as well. So you should definitely try this. This is the original Dior Eau Sauvage 1966 EDT formulation. Beautiful fruity vibe, ambery, fougere kind of a fragrance. Definitely give this a try. This is Timeless 4.0. Next on the list is Timeless 5.0. This is an alt to the Yves Saint Laurent Ripe Gauche 2003. Now this can be described as citrusy aromatic fougere kind of a fragrance. Now this has got notes of rosemary, it's got guaiac wood, it's got coumarin, it's got cloves, it's got vetiver, and of course star anise. So what you get right at the top when you put this on is a star anise note, okay? And that star anise note along with the clove and the guaiac wood kind of really opens up immediately. And this was a beauty, okay? This is again an underrated gem from this house. And this was created by Jacques Cavalier. So the scent profile is really, really good. And it's kind of like, you know, if you think about florals, if you think about fruits, and it kind of comes together with that, you know, woody base to it, and that oak moss and vetiver. And, you know, lovely fragrance, a very pleasant kind of a fragrance. You could think about wearing this for a beautiful bright sunny day, or let's say you're going for a family occasion, and you know it's a very floral woody kind of a fragrance. So very nice fragrance. If you like floral notes, and if you like fragrances that have got hints of spices like star anise, clove, I know, and then you have like a woody base, you can definitely consider this. This is Timeless 5.0. This is from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. This is Ripe Gauche 2003. Next on the list is Timeless 6.0. Now we were back again to the Dior Homme line. So this is the Dior Homme Intense Sport, okay, rather the Dior Homme Sport line. And this is the 2012 formulation. Now what makes this special is this was created by Francis Demarche again. Now this is a reformulation of the 2008 Dior Homme Sport. Okay, so what changes here is a note of the floral note that is brought into this particular fragrance. However, this particular fragrance opens up with citron and ginger, ginger flower, and then of course you have iris, and you also have green notes. But this is a beautiful fragrance in my opinion, and this is again for folks who like the Dior Homme series. You would really enjoy this as a very beautiful twist to the citrus element onto that DNA of the Dior Homme line. Now you get that on the top, you get that citrusy element, and you also have that ginger flower note that you kind of get. But you also have that iris note, which is you know, the DNA element of the Dior Homme line, and you kind of get this very beautiful fragrance, very good for a nice light bright day or office wear or anything like that. You can't go wrong with this particular fragrance. And I've tried this when I was in Morocco for a couple of times, and really good scent. Even with that heat, it was really playing very well. And good performance. Easy, you would get about 4 to 5 hours on this particular fragrance, and on apparel it lasts a little more longer. So the scent profile is good, and you want a sportier take in the collection of fragrances that you have. So if you looked at, we've had vetiver, we've had leather, we've had floral, we have citrusy, and if you look at a sporty kind of a fragrance, especially with some citrus notes, and you like the Diorome line, then you can definitely consider this. This is Diorome 6.0, a beautiful fragrance based on the 2012 Diorome formulation created by Francis Demarche, and thanks to SK for bringing it to us. This is Timeless 6.0.